Hello, Kenny.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good.
Now, I first came across Ecowagon, or my first memory of Ecowagon, is when you were the surprise winner in 2016 of one of our big group tests in Motorhome magazine, and you beat all the known
the
VW converters and Volkswagen's own California, and we said yours was the best VW camper.
Yeah.
And then in 2024 you won our best VW conversion award.
Yeah.
And you've come from being relatively unknown and about as far away from most people as you can get in the UK to clearly one of the top VW converters. Tell me about that journey.
Well, I started out, I was surfing a lot, and I had an old it was a new T4 van actually, and basically we went to France on a surf trip, and I kitted it out. I was a paddle beater painter, I had a little body shop at that time, kitted it out for the trip, went away, and then it kind of evolved from that. I came back, then bought another van and kitted that out, and it gradually snowballed into the monster that's Ecowagon today, you know. So it's it was never really planned. It come about when we were doing paintwork. I was always quite fussy, and everything had to be right, and that's kind of transferred into the vans as well. I've got a keen eye for detail, and it's got to be right. If it's not right, it's wrong at the end of the day, and that's a kind of motto, you know.
But you've very much distanced yourself from the sort of mainstream VW campers. And the last one of yours that we converted, I think, that we covered in the magazine was £130,000.
Yeah,
so you're clearly at the top end. So
we put a lot in it. We put a lot of technology into them as well, with auto level suspension, lithium batteries. We have done a couple of induction hobs. I'm not a massive fan of the whole gas-free thing, to be honest. I think there's a lot of gases still part and parcel of camping, you know. So, but we can do them, and we do them. I mean, the vans we're building at the minute, one of them's gas-free, one of them's got gas. But yeah, we put the air suspension, big solars, electric pop tops. We do some body kits and stuff. And I mean, some of the wheels on the vans is like up to £8,000 for a set of wheels and tyres, you know. But I mean, it's lavish. But then you can spend £200,000 on a Range Rover, you know, and you can't really make a cup of tea in a Range Rover, can you?
Or sleep in it very well.
No, exactly. So that's kind of, we do get a lot of stick for the price of our vans, but we do put a lot into them. We won't sacrifice the practical side of it, you know. It's got to work, you know, form over function or function over form. But it's got to work. If they don't work, we won't do it at the end of the day. But we've tried to utilise the space as best we can. So you've got loads of storage. We put the gas underneath. We put the water underneath. So all the units, everything in them, storage, you know. So yeah.
And you use the California bed system, which is a bit of a USP, because Volkswagen put it on the wrong side for the UK, so the sliding doors on the wrong side, but you've adapted it to...
we adapt it so it goes on the right side, and it is the best bed. I mean, we've looked at all the beds over the years, the Remos, the Ribs, and rock and roll beds, but nothing compares to the California. I mean, it is. I mean, VW have spent hundreds of £1,000s developing it. It is as good as it gets as a bed, you know. The only downfall is it is only a two-seater, but it's still by far the best bed on the market, you know.
And now T6 or T6.1 is coming to the end of the road.
Yeah.
Where do you see Ecowagon going
next?
Well,
we've ordered a few of the new transporter. It's not officially called the T7. We're waiting on that. I've seen it for the first time the other day. It's a nice van. Obviously, it's built in conjunction with Ford, but VW have had a massive input to the design, and it is, you sit in it and it's 100% Volkswagen when you sit in it. So that's kind of the future. We are looking at bigger vans as well, possibly doing something on ID Buzz as well. But yeah, we'll just see how things go, and
And with the T7, will it look much like the current Expo Plus?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the units might be a bit wider because it's a wider van, but it'll be essentially the same design. I mean, if it's not broke, don't change it, kind of thing. It works. It's the most practical use of a space, and lots of people try and do different things, but this is the best use of the space.
Yeah, it is only a very small space.
100%. It is the best use of the space. So that's kind of why change it. You know, there might be a few changes, but not a massive amount, to be honest.
And I know, unlike some converters who build these things and design them, but they don't actually use them themselves, you're a keen user of campervans, and you had an A-Class as well at one time.
Yeah, I had an A-Class.
But then you preferred to use the VW.
Yeah. I mean, I went through, I was going away at Christmas for a couple of weeks up to Scotland, and it was like A-Class, Transporter, A-Class, and then I went in the Transporter, and I'm glad I did, because I would have gotten the right pickle if I'd gone in the A-Class, because the beauty of these vans is you can see a road or a track, a farm trail, you go down it and you can get in and out. With A-Class, you can get yourself in the right pickle, you know. So, I mean, it is a small space and it is a compromise, but the benefits of being able to go absolutely anywhere outweigh that. You know?
Where you are down in Cornwall, some of the roads really aren't suitable for big motorhomes.
Exactly. The Transporter is the best use of the all-round vehicle. You know, it's multi-purpose.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And then in the kitchen, I think you've got gas in this one still.
Yeah.
But you do vans that are gas-free.
Yeah.
What's the thinking there?
Because our competitors have done, and there's a big thing about gas-free at the minute. So we do them. I mean, I'm a fan of gas, to be honest, because gas and camping kind of goes hand in hand. The smell of gas and boiling the whistling kettle and all that. So a lot of people say that gas is a thing of the past, but you can still refit under some tanks.
Yep.
And you can fill them up. There's still about 370 filling stations nationwide.
Yes.
If you go to the continent, every station in France has got, or Spain, have got gas.
And you're only using that for the hob anyway. The fridge is electric, the heating's diesel. So.
Yeah, I mean, most of my customers fill up once every 2 years, something with gas, you know, because you're not doing a massive amount of cooking. I mean, I like gas. I think there's this whole thing about gas-free. It's all right if you do it, but you're going to do it properly. When we do it, we stick 230 ampere lithium batteries in, so it costs a fortune. But I like to, when I go camping, I probably cook on the stove. I mean, sometimes I have actually poached a chicken in one of the vans, you know. That takes an hour and a half. But a lot of the people fit in the induction hobs, you can only use it for like 20 minutes before it's flat. So when we do an induction hob, we do it so you can use it for an hour and a half, you know. And then it doesn't ruin your battery for lights and stuff, you know.
Any other details that are unique to Ecowagon?
We use the remote control dimmable lighting system from Hayfley.
Yeah.
So you can dim all your zones. You've got 4 zones and you can control them. And then we use these blinds, which we build them in conjunction with the guy down the road who he basically, some of the blind systems he makes are over £100,000 for luxury apartments.
Just for blinds?
Just for blinds, wow. Yeah. They're real high end. Again, there's a caravan, a lot of the caravan stuff, it's quite cheap and plasticky feeling, whereas these are all aluminium with neodymium magnets and real quality, fine mesh and everything, you know. So we just like to find the very best of what we can get and build the vans, you know, that makes them what they are, you know.
Okay. So let's go and see how you build them.
Yeah, cool.
So where does it all start? You've got a Volkswagen van come in.
Yeah, well, basically these are 2 that are mid build. They come in. We strip them all out. We mask them up with this protection tape to make sure the vans don't get damaged. Then we cut all the holes. We use jigsaws and shears for that. We don't use a grinder anywhere on a van. Grinders are just a no-no.
Why is that then?
Just because there's fallout. It sparks. It digs into steel.
Yep.
They're just not any good. I mean, we've got a metal rim over there, but that's totally separate. It's all closed off. So any grinding that gets done in there as far away from the vehicles as possible, you know. So basically, they come in, they get all masked up. We cut the holes, strip them out, and then we basically start building and putting them all together. I mean, these 2 are both having VB air suspension. most of the builds we do have VB air suspension, to be honest. So we do everything underneath, and then the roofs go on, and then throwing in units, and yeah.
And the air suspension, you fit that for the ride quality or for the levelling?
Ride quality and the auto level. I mean, the auto level is brilliant.
Yeah,
they're my two favourite things, the electric roof and the auto level. You pull up on the campsite, you press your roof up, you press your auto level, and you pour yourself a drink. You know, it's just, it makes camping easy. You know, and they're practical. The electric roofs we fit, they're really practical, because we get a lot of people with the manual roofs, that you get the canvases trapped.
Yeah.
But we fit a remote control on the electric roof, so as you're pulling it down, you can walk around the van and make sure it's all going, and if anything goes wrong, just press stop. So they're really practical as well, and worth the extra expense, I'm sure.
Yeah, it takes the heavy...
Yeah, and you have to be a bit of a contortionist to get in that gap as well.
And if you're shorter or older...
It works great. They do work really good.
So this is where the furniture happens then?
Yeah. So we've invested a lot of money. This machine's an Austrian edge bander. It puts the edge finish on the units.
Yep.
We've got the CNC over there. That's a Canadian company. We've invested. I mean, these two machines, you're probably looking about £140,000 worth of kit. You know, we've invested a lot of money in the machinery to get the quality of the units that we build. You know. We cut them out on the machine and they're edged here, and then next door we do all the putting them together, which I'll show you in a minute.
Okay, let's go and see that then.
Yeah, cool, brilliant.
So now the furniture's coming together as a recognisable camper unit.
Yeah, we've all the edging's been done. We put we form this curve on the corner.
Yeah, you've got this lovely curve at the end.
It's not just doesn't just look good; it serves a practical thing as well. It allows the seat to go further back. A lot of conversion companies they put the units right far forward. So
then if you're tall, you can't get the seat far enough back.
But that allows you to put the seat right back as well, as far as it'll go. We take weight out wherever we can, and we use this lighter 12mm board for the carcass of the units. And then in the drawer runners and stuff, these are all high-end kitchen runners with this nice soft close.
And in terms of finish, colour schemes and so on, you can have anything you like.
It's endless. I used to restrict and try and rein people in a bit, thinking that's a bit wild, maybe you don't want to do that. But now I've tended to let people do what they want. It's
absolutely anything?
Anything. I mean, we've got one, and you'll see it on the website if you look, it's got multicoloured. We're doing one in the next couple of months. It's bright pink and green and blue. That's going to be different, you know. I mean, it's quite nice. Some of the colours that people pick, when we're building them, we think, oh my God, that's awful. But 9 times out of 10, when we put it together in the van, they look amazing. So
and it's what the customer wants.
A lot of the customers, they keep in the van for years. It's like a member of the family almost. So we just let them do what they want, you know, and it's good. It gets a bit boring building the same colours all the time. I mean, this colour scheme here is the most popular. We've probably built hundreds of this colour scheme here. So it's quite exciting when someone chooses something different.
Nice to do something different.
Yeah. It's like the van. We do a lot of Indian grey vans as well. And it's nice when, I mean, at some points, every van in the workshop will be Indian grey. It's a bit worrying. You have to make sure you've got the right reg for the right customer, because it can get a bit confusing. So it's nice to do different coloured vans as well. I mean, some of the vans we built, people have a full respray. We did one recently. The customer rang up. He decided he wanted it bright yellow, so we resprayed the whole thing yellow. You know, so yeah.
So a bigger Ecowagon, and this is a very different animal to your transporter conversions.
I mean, this one's been in the development for quite a long time now. I mean, over a year. We have messed about with bigger vans. We did a Fiat a few years ago. We weren't really happy with the building on a Fiat because they're all right, but they're a cheaper van, you know.
Yeah, and if you're putting a premium conversion in it, it's nice to have the 3-pointed star on the front.
I mean, we bought a crafter. We were going to do crafters, but then every man and his dog's doing crafters, and we had the Crafter, and then we got the Sprinters. They came after, and I drove both of them, and the Sprinters just got the edge on it. You sit in it, the quality, the way the steering wheel, the way they work. I mean, Mercedes-Benz are about as good as it gets for a van, you know. So so we've developed this one. It should be hopefully ready for the October show. I know it's a long way away, but it takes because we're still building the Expo Pluses. We're only a small team.
Yeah. And you've got the new transporters to develop as well.
Yeah, the new transporter and possibly the ID bars. We planned to have this last February at the show, but we just can't. We're, like I say, we're a small team, and we can't do everything, you know. So this is just taking a back seat, but it is nearly finished. I mean, it's we've just got to, all the units are built. We've got to strip it all out. The electrics. I mean, it's quite high spec. It's having the Garmin Empire bus system, so it's all canvas, so you can control the whole van from your phone, or you even get a Garmin watch, you can control it from your watch. Like the wind out awning and you step and all the heating and everything, you know. So it is.
And in terms of the interior, going for a classic rear lounge.
Yeah.
But with a U shape, so you've got the good storage in the back as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've been humming and ahhing between the fixed bed and the rear lounge area. The fixed bed, I don't know, I struggle with it, because in a T6 you can kind of lounge, you know, you sit back and you can lounge. There's almost more room, whereas when we built the Fiat, we built a fixed bed and that, but the dinette, you find you sat up like that, you know, it's not, you can't relax in it the same, but with this rear lounge set up, I think you can.
Yeah, and we were in here earlier, and actually it feels quite spacious with that. Quite a big lounge at the back.
Yeah, it is, and it is. It means you can look out the back doors, you know. Whereas with a dinette, it's a bit like you're on a bus or something, you know. So I'm not a massive fan of that. I mean, we are looking at doing one, but we're trying to think of a different way about doing it so you can still lounge in it, you know.
And in terms of facilities, of course, you've got more space in this, so you've got a full washroom.
Yeah.
So shower and toilet.
Yeah, shower. We're using I can't remember what it's called now. We're using one of those. It's an electric toilet that seals it in a bag.
Right.
And then you dispose of it.
So no chemicals.
No chemicals, no water, apart from your shower. You've got a hot water shower in it, which is the Truma D6, I think, we're fitting in this. And then it's having induction hob with, I think it's having 300 amp hours of Victron lithium batteries in it.
And the toilet will slide away, you said, so that you've got more room in the shower area.
Yeah, because it's a compromise with space. I mean, we thought big a van, this is going to be easy, but you soon realise it's not easy, because trying to get everything in, you know. So we've done it so that the toilet lives underneath the fridge, and then it slides out when you use it, and then you slide it away again.
It'd be interesting to see what the finished camper looks like.
I mean, we're keen to get it finished and see how it goes, you know, and possibly build more, or it just depends how the market goes, you know, at the end of the day.
So the Mercedes is obviously going to be quite high end, and your Expo Plus is very much top end of the VW market.
Yeah.
But you don't have to have loads of money to buy an Ecowagon.
No. I mean, this is a classic we've done. We've built it in an older van. Still quite low mileage. I think it's done like 35,000. But I mean, it's basically the same quality, but just less. You know, it's got onboard water. It's got onboard gas as well. But it's still got heating. The cupboards are a bit more basic, you know. But they're all the same quality stuff. It's the same wood. You get the same fridge. You still get your blinds and stuff, you know. It's just, you get less, but it's still...
And what's the cost of something like this? If I brought a transporter van to you and said I wanted it converted, what sort of...
The conversion on this would be around the 20k mark, you know. So you don't, the Expo Plus, it's like 42k it starts at. And I mean, some of the builds we've done on them have been crazy, up to 70, 80k, you know.
Yes. But plus the van.
Yeah, plus the van. That's why air suspension and all sorts, underfloor heat and everything. But I mean, you can still with the van, I mean, this van is probably 20 grand, so this van is probably 42 grand, you know, so not everybody wants to spend a massive amount on a van, do they?
Not everybody's got it to spend.
No, well, that's it, isn't it? That's it. And we still like to build these because, unfortunately, there's a lot of people building these vans, and some of them, unfortunately, shouldn't be building them, you know, so I do get quite upset when I see some of the cheaper vans, so we try to build something to suit every budget, you know. So you've obviously got your fixed bed in this, so it doesn't move.
No sliding seat. No.
Yeah, but it still works. Still does the same as a as an Expo Plus. Really, you can still do the same thing, you know.
So Kenny, it's great to see at last how you build them and where Ecowagon are.
Yeah, yeah.
But what about the future and keeping the quality up?
The quality. I mean, we are quite a small team here, but the quality of the vans is as good as it's ever been. I mean, the guys everybody's really proud to build these vans, and they're so passionate about them. It's great, and we're going to continue with that in the new models. We'll transfer everything on to whatever comes, you know.
And if people want to know more about Ecowagon, obviously we've reviewed a couple of your vans on YouTube. One of those has got over 250,000 views, so we'll put the links in the description for those. But if people want to come and see you,
well, we do. People can come and see us. They email us, pick up the phone. I mean, I quite like a phone call. It's easier. I mean, emails are all right, but to get the gist of what someone wants, I mean, I kind of see myself a bit of a camping consultant sometimes, because I ask people what they want to do with their van, and then I say, well, this is what you want. I mean, that's kind of where the Expo Plus came from. It was like we consistently built vans of the same spec, so we thought rather than a lot of companies do conversion and then you find out the roof's extra, the solar's extra and everything, whereas we thought we were throwing everything into the Expo Plus. Since then it's gone way beyond, with big wheels and body kits and air suspension and lithium and all that. But and then we've got our ambassadors thing as well. So our customers are so proud of the vans. They're dotted all over the UK. I think the most northerly one's in Inverness.
Well, and that's a long way from here.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a customer at the minute from Glasgow. So we do up for a long way away, you know. We've got vans in Guernsey, Jersey, you know. We did have a guy that wanted to ship his to Australia, you know. So our ambassadors will show, so we can set you up with a customer. If you go on our website, there's a map that says where they are, roughly, not exactly. And then we can set you up to view an Ecowagon, or come and see us at the NEC. We're there in February and October.
Okay, thanks very much, Kenny. I can't wait to see what you do with the Sprinter when that's finished, the new Transporter, and possibly the ID Buzz as well. You've got a lot of exciting stuff coming.
Yeah, the ID Buzz, we're quite keen to do that. It's like I say, it will be just basically a day van, you know, but yeah, it is exciting times with the new Transporter and stuff, you know. It's like we're going to try and, because it's going to be as a new model, we know we've got good years in it. We're going to spend a lot more in mouldings, and maybe try and get rid of the carpet a bit and stuff like that. So it is interesting, fun times, you know.
Yeah, great.
Brilliant, cool. Thank you for coming.